Hey there. Happy Monday, if this is when you're watching it. This is Lucas Catton. Welcome back. And I wanted to share something with you today that it's a phenomenon that we probably all experience. I'm sure that we all do in different ways, whether or not we're aware of it. And it has a name for this. It's called the Baader-Meinhof Phenomenon. And that's where you start to notice more things that you become aware of. For example, you buy or you go and look at a certain type of car. Let's say you're looking at a silver Honda, let's say. And all of a sudden you become more aware of all the silver Hondas on the road. And it's not necessarily because there's actually more silver Hondas on the road. It's because that's what you're looking for. So it's a type of cognitive bias where what you see is more of what you get. That's what you are looking for. So therefore, that's what you see. And this is an example of something that happens all over the place. Maybe it's there's examples of like words or different colors of things, or a song maybe that you hear that all of a sudden you start to hear it everywhere. Or there's many other instances of this. And it's not that the world itself is changing around you. It's just because that is what you are suddenly more aware of, or what you are looking for, and therefore you see more of it. And there's an example with children, and I think my parents had shared an example when I was a kid. For example, we had gotten, I think it was like a VW Rabbit or something when I was little, and so they told me that's what kind of car we had. And every time we drive down the road, I'd spot every rabbit on the road, every VW Rabbit on the road. So the age does not matter, But this kind of translates, and I was thinking more into it translates into more of what else is happening out there in the world. And it's very pertinent to many of the difficult times that we're finding ourselves in right now. That if people are looking for problems, they're going to find more problems. If you're looking for opportunities, you're going to find more opportunities. If you're caught up in doom and gloom, if you're caught up in a lot of fearful thinking, then you're going to find more reasons to be fearful. You're going to find more instances of doom and gloom. This is what, media channels like to do as well, because they're reporting on the stories that grab attention, because that's what they're looking for. And they're missing over many other stories that might have it might paint a different picture, or might have a completely opposite example of what they're reporting on, or might have conflicting science, or they might have all these different things, but that's what they're looking for. So we then, if we're in that frame of mind and we see this, then it's like, see, this totally supports my opinion. This supports my rationality. This confirms and reconfirms my mindset of I must be a certain way. And it's always, right? It's not just if you're looking at negative things. It's also if you're looking at positive things. It's also if you're looking at one side of the coin or the other. But if you're looking for more heads versus tails, you're going to find more heads than tails. There's the examples can go on and on and on. So what I was really looking at is that we're in this time of so much uncertainty right now. And if we want to find our way out of it, like schools are putting together plans and how things are going to be. And a lot of times we tend to sit back and wait until something is dictated to us. Or we wait and we're waiting for some type of confirmation that fits the answer we're looking for. And only then do we act, or only then do we, make a decision, or that kind of thing. When I think that the more that we can decide what makes sense, the more we can sort of take our own internal temperature, or check our own pulse, or find out what it is that truly resonates with us on a deeper level, more so than just the thinking level, but more of a spiritual level, from your heart, from within, rather than from your head. Or maybe both combined, but whatever it is, whether it's a business decision, a family decision, a social decision, but really, really tune in and listen. And when we look deeper and we find that answer, then we'll also, in turn, find more examples of that out there. So if we want to find a more loving, healthier world, then we have to look for it. We have to, and we will see it because it is there. If we want to find less conflict, then we have to be looking for peace because it is there. I see people all the time that are getting along fabulously, and they're kind to each other, and they're helping each other out, and they're wonderful to each other. It doesn't mean that the opposite doesn't exist, and I'm not naive to that at all. I'm not naive to that. But I choose to look for more of those examples of what makes our world great, rather than only focusing on things that make our world difficult to live in sometimes, or scary, or uncertain, or fearful, or unjust. It doesn't mean we turn a blind eye to them. That's not what I'm saying at all. We have to acknowledge what is and continue to move on, but do so in a fashion that is constructive. We have to do so in a way that is beneficial for the forward advancement of all people. Like these types of things, not things that are only for a select few, or whatever. So without going off on some rant or tangent in that direction, it's really about what are we looking for? And when you continue to look for that, you will continue to find it because it is there. It is there. It's all there. But when we get that feedback then for ourselves of, see, here's confirmation that what I'm looking for is present, then it can make our days much better. It can make the world seem much less scary. It can make business opportunities appear out of nowhere sometimes. They're always there. You just got to look for them. It can make friendships appear out of nowhere. They're always there. There's so many different things that are there, but we have to be looking for it. There's my repetitive rant for today. I hope you all are well. I hope you have a wonderful 4th of July coming up, if this is my last video before then. 2020 is half over, thankfully. So here's to a much better second half and many more good things to come. In the meantime, I'd love to hear from you. Please go to lucascatton.com and send me a note. I'd really appreciate it if you have seen any other videos or like this video at all. Please like, subscribe, comment, etc. And stay tuned for more. Thanks again.